is just crazy. But shout out to them guys in DC. It's called Flex and Banger. Y'all gotta tell me what y'all think about this song. The teacher might be the drug dealer. They need to don't penalize the kids. I feel like the teacher should be reviewed and drug tested.
Well, no,
they
getting them out of there. Next question: where's this right?
Eastside High.
They know about the coke and the crack and stuff.
That makes sense. It adds up. But if you're talking about they live in Burnside, you know what I'm saying, or some, you know, they live in Baltimore County. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it is out there, but I know it's pretty nice. And it don't look like things be going on out there like that. And so if it's something like that out there, I would think that that's bad because, you know, it's a different demographic.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't get away with stuff like that in places like that. And it's unfortunate that you would even think that that's okay.
But maybe he saw that his kids was having a hard time learning the math that he was trying to put out there, and it is hard to, you know, when at that point you're learning algebra in high school and you know, y, x, all this over this and all of that. Like after a while you start losing like of how to do it. So many different formulas, so many different, you know, things that you can kind of find the answer to. So maybe he probably thought like, okay, well, I see that my class is a huge population of kids that live in the hood. Yeah. So let me find a way of, because I'm pretty sure if he had a class full of people who play a bunch of sports or musicians, he will probably use something different. But maybe it's the class, and you know, some teachers get like they get to like a brick wall when they're trying to teach these kids and they're not getting through to them. Right. So you got teachers who bring in music and they start playing music to get to, you know, they start having Jeopardy. They play music during Jeopardy just to get the kids interacting with the class lesson. And these education systems, they don't help the teachers either. They don't help them to try to learn a little bit like, okay, this is what you should be teaching them or how you should teach your kids. And they just, here's the textbook, teach them. We need them to learn this and pass so that way we can get a rating or we can get more money funding in our school. That's all they're worried about. So these teachers have to now sit at home and come up with lesson plans to try to adapt to their students. I'm pretty sure he's not teaching crack to all the classes. I mean, that he's probably a crackhead if he is, but
I feel like he tried something new. It's 2018 with these kids. They don't listen. They don't respect anyone. Sometimes you gotta beat them. You gotta join. If you can't beat them, join them. So that's really his approach that he took. And if it works and their scores went up, who has anything to say? Like,
and obviously the board probably.
If they passing and getting A's, then
yeah, the parents and the community definitely had something to say.
Mike,
but I'm pretty sure they remember, those kids remember that crack lesson. I'm pretty sure
I would remember it too.
They're gonna block that out.
Like, oh yeah, Mr. J
they're
said
not gonna see no positivity.
If I sell 3 ounces of crack, oh, I got this shit. SAT, I'm good. Like I could do this.
What do you think about this whole dynamic of them teaching this crackademics?
I don't think it's really cool though.
Do you have sons?
Who, me? Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think it's cool because I think it's just sending off the wrong, you know what I mean, image. I mean, you can think of plenty of other things you can do instead of.
He could have went in his wallet and took out money. But then he would have been, he probably would have been scared because it's high school kids and, you know, they beat teachers up now. Right. So I've been seeing a lot of Facebook, they beat teachers up now. So
they're beating ass and taking names for real.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the way. I mean, it's a lot of other things you can, you know what I mean, bring up with math instead of drugs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
it's kind of like how teachers teach you Black history, and you have a white teacher teaching you Black history, and they showing you all these videos of our ancestors getting fucking like getting hung from trees and stuff. So that's their way of trying to get us to understand our history, which I don't think that's a great way of fucking doing it. But the school system allows it. I don't know why, but is it because it's a race thing, or is it because it's like I don't know. I just feel like they should have evaluated or even asked him what was your reasoning behind it. Because if the reasoning was justifiable, then I guess maybe, you know, Don't just take him out to school. He's probably the favorite teacher that everybody likes. Exactly. He's probably really, because those be the teachers that find that the kids love. Oh, I like to go to her class, science. You know, she lets us blow up things, or she lets we can bring, you know, insects or different stuff to class to learn what's in the books, because some kids are hands on and they identify that they don't like to read early on. So
what if that's how he was raised? What if he already been through that? You know, he's seen the streets out there, so he said maybe this would help me counting money. This is how I learned to count.
Yeah, so I mean, like, crackademics is where it's at. I mean, that's essentially what that's crazy that we're even really talking about it. That is, because that wasn't happening. Like, I don't get drugs was in the school. You was never learning about drugs in the school. How the fuck does it make it in the school? And now it's in a it's on a piece of paper, and we're doing math problems. It's
like
crazy.
Birth control. Like, they need a class where if Tommy had 2 dicks and Sarah had 4, what type of STDs will come up in there? They need to teach
octopus Tommy ass nigga. So like, I mean, you guys have kids, so like even when I'm like teaching my niece and stuff how to do her homework and stuff, it's kind of hard on paper to try to teach her it. I see that certain ways of her learning certain things, so I have to like refer everything back to like dance class or something that she likes, because now it's not dumbing down, it's just more so identifying that this child can't really she doesn't understand, like she's not getting it, so finding another way of solving the problem. And it's always if I gave you 3 grapes and it's just finding the fun in it. So I mean, do y'all have that problem with y'all? Well, Crash, your son is he's not there at that age. He's
intuitive, but I can't say like, hey, learn this and learn this and learn this. He's like how I was growing up. Like, it's all about what I do. He follows it and he does it to the T.
Right. He's in that stage, that learning stage. But for you, Blaine and Cheyenne, y'all kids go to school. So like, how do y'all find, like, when it's difficult to take what the teacher taught them in class, and you see that your child is having that hard time taking it in and understanding what the teacher taught, how do you go about going around it, like trying to teach them in your own way, like in your household?
You said. I'd be like, well, what if mommy went to the store and she bought 3 apples, and then Kayong took 2 of them. How many was left, Kayong? And it feel like he gets it right on, easy,
Like, she stole it. She stole my apples.
I don't do that. I mean, I think one of the big reasons why, we fail, and all parents nowadays, we fail our kids, is because we fail to learn what they're learning. It's a new day, and they learn things in school that's different. And so it's different from what we learned then. So what I do is I don't go around it. I go through it with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? If there's something that he doesn't know or something that they did in school, I need to know what they're learning. So I'll go and study it so that I can be able to better help him in what he's supposed to know, because it's different.
So you're just basically saying what the teacher said, and he's still not going to understand.
I'm not saying that. What I'm doing is I'm learning it so that I can be able to officially break it down for him, not using another way, because that's not the way that they learn it. I can give him my way of things, but that's not what he needs for the school. That's not the test answer. You need to give him the test answer. In order to give him the test answer, you need to know how it's taught. You need to know what it is so that you can break it down in the way that they learned it for him. Then it makes it more efficient. Now he's faster at these different things because now he understands it in a different way, and he's still doing it the way that he was taught. It's not him doing it my way and then go to school, get it wrong because you didn't show the work or you weren't able to express or articulate what it is you're trying to say. You just put the answer because you knew the answer, because you learned it, how to do it in this different way. So I learned the things that, he knows so that I can be a better, educator for him. I don't know the shit that he learned. I can tell you that right now. They be talking about area models and all these different things. I ain't never learned that shit. You have the math equation, fucking A plus B equals C, and it was on one line. Now they got to draw boxes and all this stuff. Things that doesn't make sense, but it's the way that they do things on these exams, these state exams now. That's how they learn it. So you have to know what the fuck that is.
Right, but there's like one... I know you guys remember, like, please excuse my dear and Sally.
That's still standard.
I didn't like that way. I used to say people explain math, something is stupid. So, like, people, I remembered it because I hated math. So I used to be like, people explain math all stupid or something like that. And I remembered it every time I did, any type of fractions or any problem solving, because that's how I remembered it. And And when I expressed that to my mother, when she was going over it, and she's like, you know, oh my God, how many times we gonna go through the same problem? And she was getting frustrated, and I'm like, well, this is how I know how to do it, Ma. And then I wrote it out to her, and she was like, what is that? And then I underlined the first part of the word, and she was like, oh, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And I'm like, well, Ma, that's not how I remember it, because I never liked my math teacher, so I found other ways to piss her off. So I used to write it on, when they be like, we need your sheet where you did the work.
Right.
So I used to write that. Like, I used to do anything to piss her off, but get the question right. But I used to piss her off because she used to read it and show my mother the parent teacher night, like, your child is she's being all types of rude, but that's how I remember it. And I always been an honor student. I love school, but I just don't like certain teachers teach things very they go by the book so much that they don't want to bend. And you have to bend dealing with different kids and different races. They're not all brought up in the same household. So if you try a way to explain things and get them to understand, you might have a study hall where Jimmy and Jaquan, just because they in the same class, they don't know. Jimmy probably, have both parents. You got Jaquan, who probably only have his mother, who's a hardworking individual and live by herself. So he has to find other people to teach him how to learn things. And it might be that drug dealer that might be like, yo, I got 2 kilos. If I give you 1. What you gonna do? And then he knows it. He's like, oh shit, you right. Nigga on the block told me that. Not saying he's gonna grow up to be a drug dealer, but that's his way of understanding. I don't know. I just feel like learning your kids and learning it shouldn't be solely.
And also, just don't teach your kids book smarts. Like, I hate kids with no common sense. Like, what?
She said, I hate
have
kids.
Book smarts and street smarts, because when the kids get out here, it's the real world. When they go to school and how all these other parents send their kids to school, it's too many personalities. So just don't teach your kids about books. Teach them about common sense as well.
So here's what we're gonna do. What time is it right now? Because even though we own this show, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a round robin on this last topic. I always do an entrepreneurial topic at the end of the show. Why? Because we always want to make sure that we give back to the entrepreneurs. So we'll start with you guys, and we'll just go around the table. The topic today is accountability counts. So what is the importance of accountability?
How many seconds we got?
What do you mean seconds?
Like, as far as because
it'll be a minute. Just
right,
round
cool.
table. We're gonna hit it and forget it. You know what I'm saying?
I know that shit.
Okay. So accountability, like, what's the importance of accountability when it comes to what it is that you do in your world, your lane? You know what I'm saying? We talked about this. That's why it was funny that y'all brought it up. But, what is the real importance of accountability? Like,
well, for me, the importance of some of the personal trainers in the fitness world is showing up every day for my workouts, making sure I'm eating, making sure I'm taking care of my body, because I am a walking billboard. So my accountability is to myself and my clients is to set the scene, set the mood of working out every day, eating healthy every day, showing this so they know I'm actually doing these things and getting results. And just being held accountable for myself, because at the end of the day, I am my own business. So that's what it is.
Awesome. What about you?
Well, it's kind of like the same thing for me. So it's like I can't inspire somebody if I'm not inspired myself. So I got to show the people who follow me just to be a inspiration to them and show them that hard work and dedication is if you put it to work in, you'll get the results. So I mean that's pretty much.
That's a fact.
Are you from the South?
Nah.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I'm this country.
Okay. I like it.
Todd, what you got?
I think accountability and responsibility goes hand in hand. So okay. I think, knowing that you have responsibilities in life, it kind of holds you accountable to the things that you need to get accomplished. So, being responsible gets the first step to accountability. Word. So that's my thing.
Crash, don't piggyback off nobody.
Right. I kind of agree with what everybody said.
Right there.
What do you say?
For me, it's a big factor, because it's about, setting the bar for yourself. Like, if you don't hold yourself accountable for your current actions, then you don't have no point of, rising to the next level. You always have these ideas of things you want to do, what you want to get done, but it's like, okay, when are you going to start them? Mm-hmm. So it's always that, okay, I need to make this happen, or I'm still the same person I pretty much dread in the past. Mm-hmm. So every single day, it's like, okay, I did this today, I did this today, I did this today, but I missed this, I missed this, I missed this. And it's not necessarily like, because some people say, oh, you go too hard on yourself. No, it's not about that. It's about, okay, I had these guidelines, I had these goals, I need to hold myself accountable for. Granted, no matter how tired I may be, yes, okay, I was tired that day. Okay, get some more rest. Or do this differently next time, or do that differently next time. So yeah, accountability is definitely, it's a big factor for me.
Okay. Well, for me, accountability, I look future sense. So like, I think of my son, and everything that I do or don't do is going to affect him. So if I don't do it today, if I don't pay my rent, he has no house. Like if I don't do, there's just certain things that you have to get done, regardless of whether you're tired, you're hungry, whatever. There's certain things that you have to sacrifice, and the only person that can really hold you accountable to that is yourself, because you know what your responsibilities are. Everybody don't know what it is that you're responsible to or what you're responsible for, but you're the only person that has to wake up in the morning and look yourself in the mirror and understand that if you don't do X, Y, and Z, something is not going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. So, who better to be that accountability partner than the person that you look at every day? That's how I look at it, and then you have other people that have the vision that can understand and relate, and that's where the partnerships come into play. That's where these conversations come into play. We all become accountable to each other because we're all trying to get to the same place, whether we want to agree with it or not. So, that's...
And don't ever feel like you're not good enough to step up to the person and ask them for that opportunity. Don't feel like, oh, maybe they won't accept me. No, you only get one chance in life. So just jump out there, do it, and trust me, if you believe in yourself and the stars align, hey, ain't no denying that.
Stop doing jumping jacks all
we
your life.
appreciate y'all coming through.
Definitely
we appreciate y'all coming through.
Check us out on March 10th at Results Fitness.
Get y'all social media out there.
100 Edgeworth Drive, and that's in Capitol Heights. The event is from 12 to 2 on a Saturday. It's posted on my Facebook, Cheyenne Jackson, on my Instagram, Buns and Guns, and on my business fitness page, which is Buns and Guns.
Buns and Guns.
Buns and Guns.
Buns and Guns. Where can they find you at?
Yeah, you can check me out on Facebook at under Mike Hubbard, or on Instagram under at Team Go Hard 1. Just check me out. Mike Swag with Groover Size.
Right.
And everybody come to the event. Come to our event. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Bring your $10.
Make sure you got that $10 though.
If you don't have $10, like seriously, we really rather have you. But the $10 is going to a good cause as well too.
Right.
Well, shout out to the photographer over there. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Shout out to our photographer.
Fitness.
Shout out to the photographer,
Mr. Stu.
And shout out to No Sugar for having an amazing platform.
Thank y'all for having me for
people to just
y'all welcome to come back. Y'all welcome to come back and then and politic with us and let us know how that event went, because we definitely want to know the turnout.
Y'all gonna be there.
we don't want to say it. We don't want to say it. We don't want to say it. And I don't like. I don't like it. But make sure y'all tune in next week. We here same time, 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. I promise you, Crash is gonna get the intro correct.
It's not gonna be no nigga radio. He tried that shit today. No nigga radio. He tried it. That shit ain't happening again.
Oh my god.
Yes, you might. You don't know who we might have next week.
Time went by fast though.
Time go by when you really talking about real stuff. Like it make you want to stay longer, but you gotta pay bills and things like that.
We gotta pay these bills, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So we're very thankful that y'all came. Just you two, you over there. We gonna talk to you.
Shout out to Jess.
Be quiet.
Shout
you can't
out to
be
my
quiet.
girl Jessica, Miss Preppy.
Yes, find her on Instagram. What's her Instagram?
What's your Instagram? Oh shit.
Oh, she don't have Instagram. Jess is not in tune with Instagram. We not even gonna go there.
It ain't going down.
But again, follow us on Instagram, No Sugar Radio. Check out the website, No Sugar Radio. It'll lead you right into all our episodes, all our events.
If they don't mind, I'll put a couple links up for some personal trainers in the area, some fitness groups, some fitness workouts you can do if you're at home. You can't make it to the gym.
Shoot us all of that. We're gonna put it on our page. We got this.
Right, we need all y'all information.
Shoot us all of that so we can put.
If we certify these guys, they certified, and a lot of people trust in our judgment. So that's cool. Y'all can do that. Send us that information.
Nice.
Thank you.
So we'll probably be there. I don't know. This might be crazy. I saw Mike dance to the bathroom, so I might. Again, y'all make sure y'all tune in next Sunday.
You can handle the bananas and stuff. You can pass out this fruit. Have a fruit.
I gotta peel a banana and watch everybody else.
Shit.
Let me just La La by Manye.
No sugar.
No Sugar Radio. Tune in next Sunday.
Yo.
I just wanna live and have some fun. Don't you know the party's just begun? La la la. Come inside. We all are here to have a real good time. Kick your feet up, have a glass of wine. Ease your mind. 'Cause we're gonna let the party get on the dance floor. Work hard, work out, turn up a little more. La la la. You make me wanna say la la la. Feeling your body, you feeling mine. La la la. 'Cause we're gonna let the party get on the dance floor. Work hard, work out, turn up a little more. We all just trying to get lit. Loving the way you're moving my hips. I just wanna have a good time. I just wanna live my life. High as a kite. All but shit aside. You make me wanna say la la la. You make me wanna. Feeling your body, you feeling mine. You feeling mine. La la. 'Cause we gonna let the party get on the dance floor. Work out, work out, turn up a little more.
It's your boy Ciroc Boys Big H, Ciroc Boys Philly. On behalf of the Holden Bros, you are now tuned in to No Sugar Radio, Baltimore, Maryland.
Y'all already know it's your boy RNG Tay, and when I'm in Baltimore, I'm tuning in to No Sugar Radio. Gang, gang, blah.
Hey, what's up, people? This is Kent Black, and when I'm in Baltimore, I'm tuned